Hey, it's Chris Beyer.
Chris Bowling.
Brad Johnson.
Good morning, Brad.
Morning.
Bottom Line Thursday, once again, a
Good
new one
morning.
in 2023. Thanks for joining us.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Do you want to start off with just what's going on around the country?
I
Actually,
think
kind of
that-
an interesting thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
had an interesting one coming from what state of North Carolina, right?
I did. Yeah. I like to pick states nowhere close to here because we probably don't hear about them that much unless we
Right.
bring up these quirky things on this the Bottom Line Thursday, right? So a little bit of history. So the state of North Carolina has a health plan for their state employees and teachers, covers about 700,000 employees, so a big health plan.
Very big plan.
And in 2018, the state treasurer realized, this trajectory is unsustainable with their costs, as many groups are at that same spot. And so they were really on the bleeding edge of trying reference-based pricing.
Yes.
And, just a quick version of what reference-based pricing is. Basically, they only agreed to pay hospitals a multiple of Medicare, which is a fully transparent fee
Yep.
schedule. And they paid a multiple of that. And from what I understand, still a pretty generous multiple. They didn't have a ton of hospitals sign up, fair amount of political pressure. So they implemented it, but not quite.
Okay. Yeah.
So roll the clock forward. And what's so interesting about that state is similar to Iowa in that the Blue Cross plan dominates market share. Like
Yeah.
the Blue Cross in North Carolina has about 70% market share.
Wow.
Wow.
They had a 40-year relationship, and the same treasurer, good for him, he wants to make sure price transparency is number one. So if he couldn't
Yes.
quite get there with reference-based pricing in 2018, he's trying again, and he's actually moving to a player that only has 5% market share in the entire state. From
Wow.
Blue Cross that had 70, jumped over United Healthcare that had the next 20%, and is trying to go with Aetna for their state plan. There's some, I don't know, lawsuits, but protests is probably a better word by the big players. But I think it speaks to the fact that even state governments that traditionally don't move as quick as
Yeah.
private industry, just trying different things, just to figure out how do we get around this. I know you both, and I think of you both, the phrase, hey, if you're going to do nothing, you're going to get nothing. Or
Yeah.
Bowling, you say it way better. Maybe I'll have you restate it, but
Well,
I don't know. What do we think about this?
Well, I think, anytime, no different than if you're in Illinois or if you're in Iowa, that if you go with a carrier that has such a small market share, good luck on your PPO discounts, right? I mean, we know that PPO discounts is a made up number, and it's, you're getting 28% of what? Okay, well, what does that mean? But it's going to be interesting, Brad, to see now that Aetna picked up 700,000 lives, can they
Huge.
renegotiate their contracts with the healthcare providers and maybe
Yep.
get more competitive, which then they can gain more market share and so on and so forth. So yeah, I applaud the guy. I think it's, I mean, us three constantly probably get pitched on an, independent third-party administrator that's doing creative things. But then we start looking at what networks they're renting, and they're just horrific. It's like, yeah, I think you can manage an illness better, but I'm losing so much
Just on the day to day. Yeah, it makes it difficult.
here. So yeah, I find it fascinating. Obviously I hope that there'll be follow-up on it, and we can find out if they actually saved money or if it cost them more money.
Yeah.
I think it also speaks to the fact that just because you are the biggest player in that certain market, whether you're the consultant, you're the carrier, you're the technology provider, you have to be doing new things because so I'm surprised that they went to such a small market share carrier, but I'm sure they showed something that was different and it made that long relationship not matter anymore because the results are probably what they're looking at. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. So that's what I've got today.
I love it. Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention. Another outstanding bottom line topic, Brad. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
We'll see you.
Okay, have a good one.